In this video, I'm going to speak to you about why your best friend can actually become your biggest enemy, or it can become one of the biggest problems you'll ever face. And this video topic got inspired after I spoke to my client. I just finished the call, and I did ask his permission if I could make a video on this because the story was pretty fresh. He said, "Okay, fine, as long as I don't mention specific details." So I'll keep it as vague as possible, but I can definitely tell you there is a lot of learning in this. Now, uh, we all have a best friend, or we all have a close friend, I'm pretty sure. Right from school days to college, maybe even today, you'll have a friend that you meet, you hang out with, you have to call, you have to talk. Every day there is an interaction, and it depends on the individual how close the person is. Now, if the relationship is fine, generally people don't tell me anything about it. It is only when there are problems people talk to me about. Like, let's say, for example, the person doesn't have a job, or the person has going through a divorce, or the person's business is failing, or you know, partnership. The best friend has become the biggest enemy. When things are perfect, why should anyone get in touch with me? So I have heard the stories which where people were very close, and now it's become very painful. And I'll tell you why. I'll keep it very simple. Why does your best friend become your biggest enemy? Number one is he knows all your secrets. He knows your dirty little secrets that nobody else knows. So if he wants to put you in trouble, he can easily put you in trouble. That's number one. Number two is, like we have seen in movies when one of the person gets caught, and the FBI says, "Okay, we'll make a deal with you. If you rat out all the names, we will give you, immunity, and you can change your name and live without being in prison. Rest, all of them will be in prison." So it's because the person knows all the deepest, darkest, dirtiest secrets. So that's number one, the first biggest one. The second thing is the person knows what buttons to press and can actually trigger you. They can be things that the person knows hurts you the most. And when you do get into a fight, he can actually say those things. Like, I'll give you an example. For me, I used to hang around with this Emirati guy. He was half Emirati, half Indian. And we just unexpectedly became the best of friends. We were literally hanging out everywhere until it reached the part where one of the girls whom I was dating, who was my girlfriend, I broke up with her, and fine. And one fine day, I just get a message from the guys whom we are hanging out as a group that this girl who I broke up with, Filipina, he was drunk, she was drunk, he was getting her drunk, and then they started making out in the car in front of the other guys. And everyone found it absolutely weird because she was my girl, she was dating me, and we broke up. So when I did confront him and I did ask him, he was like, I didn't confront him in terms of anger, but I asked him, "Man, that's really sick." So he said, "Who the fuck are you?" And, what, do I need to take your permission? You broke up, Kalli Wali, finish. You don't act too smart. And then he started playing the card. You know who I am? I'm local. Okay, I'm local. Don't act too smart. You're just an Indian. And he started getting very personal, very defensive, because I think he felt threatened that I didn't give him the respect of being Emirati local, and he was supposed to be my friend, and we were always hanging out. So that really left a dent. And later on, I just stopped hanging out with the guys. And later on, he started to, still tell people that he was doing me a favor by hanging out with me because I was not a very likable character. He was right. I was not very likable. But he didn't have to go and say that he was doing me a favor by hanging out with me. He was like, kind of made it sound like he was feeling pity for me, which was not a nice thing to say. But I didn't want it to go back to us. So I just decided best is I don't hang out with those guys. So like I said, there's also a much bigger example which I can give you. Long story short, these two guys, best friends from childhood. Their parents knew each other. They went to the same school. They went to the same college. They graduated both more or less from the same this thing. They both started a business. Everything was going great. Everything was fine. His family used to come to his house to eat food and celebrate. They both were two different religions. So I think it was Muslim and Hindu. So he used to celebrate the Hindu festivals. The Hindu guys to celebrate the Muslim festivals. And they were like family until one fine day. They also decided to get into a business, which was a major mistake. They got into a business. Everything was working fine until it wasn't working fine. I can't remember exactly what went wrong, but then they both started to have different interests. And because one of them had multiple businesses, the other one had only one or two. So the question was, you're spending time in all your five, six different businesses. I'm spending time only in this business, and you're not giving 100%. And then slowly the wives started to chirp into their ears and say, you're putting so much effort, and why is he acting so smart? And eventually, one fine day, unexpectedly, it seems one of them, I can't remember which one, honestly, I can't remember which one. He took all the money and he ran away. He took all the money, took his share. I don't know how the deal was. I'm being honest with you. I can't remember means I can't remember. And he took the money and just ran away. And this guy was left with his share of whatever was left. But he had to also pay the business. You understand? There were a lot of loans that were taken. There were a lot of people to be paid. So by him taking his share of all the money and everything else, this guy was stuck with the having to pay all the debtors, and all the stress was on his head. And he eventually had to file for bankruptcy, and he got into a lot of legal issues, lots. And to this date, it seems he's unable to locate where that guy is. That's a really strange thing. Like, he just vanished. Lucky for him, he didn't take his share of the money, so that part was lucky. But he was left with all the loans. Like, when they run a business, you both take the burden of the financial bits. You both have to work together to pay them off. So he just took his money, obviously made his profits, but he left him in dire strait, and it affected his health, it affected his business, his image in society, everything. So that is good. That goes to show you, if you trust someone, blindly or 100%, you can really be destroyed. And I'll give you one final example where this guy absolutely loved this female. They were in love with each other from a very young age. The only thing is, this guy, they both were Muslims. The only thing is, this guy had a habit of being violent with his temper. He used to beat her up like violently. Uh, but he was addicted and mad and crazy about her. Means she was more like his crutch. So how did she retaliate to this? She was obviously searching for love and affection. It ended up that she fell in love with his best friend, and she ended up having his kids. And out of, I think I've made the video of this, out of the five kids, I think all five are not his, it is his friends. And to this date, I really wonder, like, you can't figure out that this is not your kid. I just don't know how she's able to pull that off. So just imagine, you have five kids, none of the kids are yours, but you assume that they all are yours. Maybe he never imagined this would be possible. This is actually a true story. I'm not making it up. Huh? Trust me. And how I know this female is because she used to constantly get in touch with me, and even this guy. I didn't know both of them were having an affair. I thought both of them were just friends because they knew each other from a very long time. He had brought her into my coaching, and And she finally opened her mouth and told me about it. So, anyway, go figure. So, in all those three incidents that I gave you, it is someone they trusted whom actually betrayed them. In fact, here in Thailand, also, there are so many cases where a guy and girl fall in love with each other madly and crazy, and the girl just runs off with all the guy's money because the guy was a dumbass. You can watch the movie Casino. What happens when Robert De Niro trusts Sharon Stone, the characters that they play? She's a high class escort, a kind of a prostitute, and he's a casino guy with a lot of money. And he kind of falls in love with her. He loves her so much that he literally takes her with him to the banker or to the lawyer. I think he's a banker and lawyer both. And he says, from today onwards, I want her to have access to all my bank accounts. I want it to be in her name, and she can withdraw whenever she likes because I trust her 100%. So this banker lawyer, he says, like, you really must love her a lot to give her 100% complete authority to withdraw money and take. He said, yeah, I love her. And she was crying, I love you so much. But later on, after very many years, she gets into drinking alcohol, drugs, into bad company, into spending money like crazy. And they both keep fighting left, right, and center. And one fine day, as is going through a stressful time, Robert De Niro gets a call from the same banker lawyer. He says, I just want to inform you, your wife has come here and she's cleaning up your bank account. And he's like, hey, stop her, stop her. She's not supposed to take out anything. We had a fight and she's acting, immature. And he told her, I can't stop, I can't do anything because you have given her the authority, the signatory, the power of signatory. I can't touch her. So that's what happens. If you trust someone blindly, no, one day it comes and bites you in the ass. So be careful. The other thing which I want to tell you is, see, when you know each other from very many years, that kind of familiarity is there. I know this guy too well. Yeah, what the hell? Don't worry. I'll talk to him. That kind of, they take you for granted, and that is fine when you're single and when you're young. But after you get married, you change as an individual. You become more responsible, more authoritative, more on the leadership side. So you might have a short fuse, or you want to take charge. So before, maybe you would have been happy go lucky. Your friend can talk to you about anything and come in between you and your girlfriend. But when you are talking of wife and kids, if the guy interferes, he'll say, mind your fucking business, and then, feelings can get hurt. And I'll just give one final example just to highlight this issue. I can't give you specific details, but I knew this guy from a very long time. I really respected him like crazy. He was a government employee, okay, working in the government in a good position, but I was more like a freelancer and I was making money running a business. So this guy is elder to me, and he has also been very good. He has been like a elder brother. He literally helped me through all my tough times. So I always had that respect for him. Uh, After I came here to Thailand, I was trying to find my foothold. I was trying to find out what should I do, how should I earn money, and he offered me investing money. He'll invest the money. I need to run the business, and he wanted to start a coffee shop, or he wanted to start a restaurant, and that's not something I wanted. That is something he wanted. And his logic was, see, Loy, if you have a business, you can make money, then you can take care of your wife, you can take care of your kids, and then you wouldn't be on the streets. What is this being a freelancer? You'll only earn peanuts. Time to talk of big money. Now, remember, he is a guy who occupies a very senior level in the government sector, but he doesn't have any business experience. And biggest of all, he doesn't know anything that happens in Thailand. While me, on the other hand, I've been running a brand, running a business, and I live in Thailand. I know everything about, at least I know more than him. So he kept irritating me left, right, and center every single call. We used to talk almost every day. And he would keep telling me, okay, start your business, I'll pay the money, start your business. And I used to always say, no, listen, let's take our time. chill pill, relax. I used to tell him market is down, business is closed down. And every time he would say this, I would keep saying no. I should have, put my foot down and said, no, stop, just stop. Because it was irritating both of us. Until one fine day, I guess he reached his threshold where he got so angry with me. We ended up the relationship. He blasted the shit out of me on the phone, which I didn't have to take. I was anyway going through a stressful period. And, for me, once you disrespect me and once you cross the line, I don't offer second chances. I just don't believe in it. So I guess he regretted what he did, but it was way too late. I didn't want to listen because he said a couple of things which he shouldn't have said. I don't want to dig it out. But guess what? Because I refused to patch up with him, he wanted to show that he was right. So he opened up a business and he started it right where I'm living, just to show that, see, fuck you. But then guess what? COVID started. And after COVID started, all businesses shut down. He lost all his money, everything that he invested. Now, I'm not trying to say the story that, oh, I told you so, ha, ha, ha. I felt horrible for him because you're talking of 10, 20 years of savings all gone down the drain. And to this day, he kind of holds me responsible that I wasn't there to save him. I mean, what the fuck could I do? And so, the point I'm trying to say is when your priorities change, when life takes you down a different path, people still expect you to be the same person. And the biggest one of all is they they think they know you and they think they can control you. They think you're still the same old kid they were dealing with. And when you stand up for yourself, they don't like it. And one final thing which I'll tell you where close friends can be the biggest enemies is if you both were equal and then you start doing better than your friend and then you stop spending time with your friend and you start making new friends, a new company of people, and you don't agree with what he says, you don't hang out in the places he hangs out, and you don't do the things which you used to do together, he'll always feel that, oh, now that money is gone to his head, now he doesn't have any importance for me. And they'll also dig up the past. Oh, when you were poor and all that, I has to do things for you. I did this favor for you, that favor for you. I sacrificed this. And now you're an ungrateful son of a bitch. And, then things go south. And remember, you cannot succeed in life if you keep mixing with the same group of people, doing the same things, hanging in the same places. You have to upgrade yourself with people who think better than you, hang out with people who benefit you. You change as time goes by. And that is where, it ends up in a very bitter fashion. And I can challenge you this. People who have been single can spend time with their friends and have, lots of time to talk and all that. But once you get married now and you have a kid, you don't have time at all. And I'll just end with one final example. When you are close friends, you expect things from each other, and expectations is a major fuck up. It can mess you up, man, because you'll always expect, oh, I did X for this person, he has to do Y for me. And if that person doesn't do it for reasons whatsoever, you'll always be bitter. So, yeah. Anyway, the main moral of the story, which I want to leave you with, is if you have a friend who's your best friend, whatever, just don't reveal so much that he can hold your balls and squeeze them, or like they say, your neck is in his hands and he can squeeze it out. Because if tomorrow the relationship goes south, all the information that you've given him, all the secrets, he can use it against you, and then you're helpless. So then you have no one to blame but yourself. And also, last thing I'll tell you is all the sacrifices, all the time, all the effort, everything that you did for your friend, it'll fall deaf ears when it becomes survival of the fittest. So just keep that in mind. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Have you had such relationships where your best friend became your biggest enemy? Or, are you still one of those people who your best friend is your best friend? For me, I've never got along well with people for too long. That's why I prefer not keeping a best friend, and no regrets until now. Good, bad, ugly, feel free. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. It's me signing off. You guys take care. Ciao.